bringing Israel to the world. This is IBN News.
With news of Israel, I'm Susan Michaels. Close to 1 million children have returned to school after the Israeli government voted last week to ease the coronavirus restrictions. The partial reopening of the education system will allow parents to decide whether or not they want to send their children back. Major local municipalities, including Tel Aviv and Beersheba, say since no clear regulations for reopening have been established, they would not risk reopening at this time. At the same time, the government will be discussing further lifting of coronavirus restrictions, including reopening shopping malls, universities, and national parks, possibly later this week. The country has been under lockdown since March when the COVID-19 outbreak began, but last week the cabinet lifted a number of measures which not only allowed children to return to school, but also street stores, barbershops, and beauty salons to operate under health ministry orders. If these steps are successful, stage 2 would begin implementation on May 17th. Defense Minister Naftali Bennett said automatically sending Israelis returning from overseas into isolation at specially designed hotels is taking a big bite out of Israel's budget and may cause severe mental problems for those isolated. Bennett said, "I think people should be sent home for isolation instead after being given a declaration in writing that they're aware that any violation of the shelter-in-place orders will have criminal repercussions." Israel's High Court adjourned Sunday after hearing petitions against the possibility of an indicted politician serving as prime minister. Benjamin Netanyahu, who is facing criminal charges for bribery, fraud, and breach of trust, has joined forces to form a coalition agreement between Likud and the Blue and White Party. Chief Justice Esther Hayut told counsel for petitioners that the fort will not fall if the court rules to allow Netanyahu to form a government despite the indictment. The session will be resumed to hear petitions against the power-sharing coalition agreement between the two parties. And although the Sea of Galilee in northern Israel is at its highest level in 2 decades due to an especially rainy winter, beaches and major Christian sites along its banks are empty, as April's peak tourism season was preempted by the coronavirus. I'm Susan Michaels.
IBN. Israel Broadcast Network.